All right, so we're going to talk about inheritance today. So let's see some definitions. In Java, it is possible to inherit attributes and methods from one class to another. We can group the inheritance concept into two categories. A subclass, which can also be named as child, is the class that inherits from another class, and superclass, which can also be called as parent. It is the class that is being inherited from. And to inherit from a class, we can use the extends keyword. A general form looks like class, the name of the subclass, extends, and followed by the name of the superclass. And why and when to use inheritance? It is useful for code reusability. So reuse attributes and methods of an existing class when you create a new class. So we should also mention that the subclass and the superclass should somehow be related. They should be around the similar concepts. And in general, superclass is a more generic class and subclass is more of a specific class. And then let's see an example. So we have a class called OneDimPoint. It is a class for the one-dimensional point x and set to 3. And it also has a method getX, which will return x. We have another class called TwoDimPoint, which is again a two-dimensional point that extends one dim point. This class has a second dimension y that is set to 4 in this case, and a method to return y. So getY method will return y. So let's see how we can use this classes. So we have a test method that will create a two-dim point pt that is a new two-dim point. And we can get the x of the pt by pt dot get x, and we can print that in this case. We can also get the y dimension of pt by pt dot get y, and the output will look like x3 and then y4. So how did that happen? If you notice, uh, pt is a two-dim point. However, two-dim point only has y and a method called getY. It didn't actually have x and getX. However, we were able to inherit x and getX from one dim point, as you can see here. So let's see some more examples in the editor. All right, so we're going to work on a super class called shape. So I went ahead and wrote the skeleton code already to save from time. I have a shape class which has a width and height, and also have a one method says show dim will print the dimensions on the screen. And yeah, this is a super class. So I'm going to create a subclass called triangle. So triangle is a shape. That's the relationship between them. So triangle extends shape. So we extending means that the triangle is already inheriting those two attributes and this method. However, we can have some additional attributes and methods as well. One of the things we can add to triangle is that we can add a style attribute. And we can have also triangle has, we can calculate the area. So we can define a new method called area, which will return the area as width times height divided by 2. Okay, so and we can also have one more specific method to triangle, which could say void show style. Okay, and then this will say PL and triangle is plus style. Okay, so now triangle inherits width and height and show dim from the superclass. However, it has got its own attributes as well, like style, area, and show style. So if we want to go ahead and test this in our main class, we can create a triangle. Let's call it T1. So our triangle T1 is a new triangle, and we can go ahead and set the attributes. We can say T1 dot width can be 4.0 and T1 dot height can be 5.0, and with T1 dot style can be filled. Alright, so that's our triangle. Now we can go ahead and print some of this. We can say info for T1, and what else we want to print? We can say we can say T1 dot show dim. This is one. We can say T1 dot show style, and then lastly we can print the area. We can say T1 area is T1 dot area. Okay, so if everything goes well, we'll see that. Let's run to see it's one tiny problem so far, and then we're going to run this again. Looks good, and I'm going to run shape demo. You'll notice that info for T1, the width is 4, height is 5. Yeah, we need to fix this somehow. Triangle is filled, T1 area is 10. So the only thing we need to do here is maybe \n here, just some aesthetics. There you go. So width, height, triangles filled, T1 area is 10. So the main point here is that when we create T1, we did not actually set the attributes width and height. Width and height were inherited from shape. So as show dim was also inherited from shapes. However, the other attributes such as style was created or defined in triangle. So, and also that area was also defined.